Right now at 4:30, a stunner from the E2 tragedy. 6 years later, the former owners suddenly find out they're going to jail.
A historic punishment against 3 airlines that left passengers stranded on the tarmac for hours.
And if you want stars, the White House is the place to be tonight. We'll tell you why coming up.
Now, this is News 6 at 4:30 in high definition.
Good afternoon, this is News 6 at 4:30. I'm Matt Whitney.
And I'm Nicole Marks in for Carmelo Mofisi. First here at 4:30, it was a deadly stampede that grabbed national headlines for years. 21 people died in Chicago's E2 nightclub 6 years ago. Now the club's former owners are heading to prison. This news was kind of a shocker. Judge Danny Gillespie said he considered probation in this case, especially with a sitting congressman and a state senator testifying today as character witnesses. But in the end, they said they will undermine the serious nature of only remaining charge facing the 2 men today. News 6's Charlie Wojciechowski reports.
With heavy hitters on their side like Congressman Bobby Rush.
Something's wrong with that. That picture don't sit well with me.
Both men say they do plan to file an appeal in this case, and post-trial motions are scheduled for January 10th.
And tonight, a win for thousands of frustrated airline passengers. It's the first ever government punishment against airlines for keeping passengers on a plane. News 6's Natalie Martinez has that story.
No passengers like delays that keep them hanging around the airport longer than necessary because they'd have to redo security screening, and the screeners had already gone home.
And Continental told us in a statement that it agreed to the DOT's set order to avoid costly litigations. They said they were unable to safely deplane customers because the ground handler had failed to provide reasonable assistance and accurate information for them.
Well, it is an all-star lineup at the White House tonight. The Obamas will host their first state dinner. They are honoring India's Prime Minister. NBC's Steve Handelsman has more for us from Washington, D.C.
Appearing with the Prime Minister of India, a key ally in the fight against Islamic terrorism, warning that expanding the war means contracting health care and other reforms at home.
That was NBC's Steve Handelsman reporting for us. Black Friday is just 3 days away, so Chicago's Department of Business Affairs has some friendly reminders for you to avoid some costly mistakes. First off, all shoppers should research purchases before making sure they are not on recall lists and are age appropriate. Check store policies about gift returns and always keep your receipt. There is no law requiring stores to offer refunds on any merchandise. When buying online, try to buy from a reputable dealer. Don't buy from websites that don't offer credit card protection. And read the fine print on gift cards. A new law prevents companies charging usage fees, but it doesn't go into effect until August.
Also this Friday, it's going to be a reduced service day in Chicago. That means many city workers will not be getting paid. City Hall, public libraries, health clinics, and most other city offices will be closed. This is part of a plan that the city is using to save about $8 million. However, remember, other public safety services, including police and fire, will remain at full strength and will not be affected. Garbage will be picked up on Friday as well, since it will not be collected on Thanksgiving Day.
You may be getting some snow along with your turkey for Thanksgiving.
Oh, don't say that. It's been nice so far.
Yes, it has. Well, let's get a first look at your weather and find out. At least I'm thankful for now that it's at least going to stay all rain instead of snow.
Yes, let's hope. Let's just hope it stays more rain. There is much more ahead here on our news at 4:30. How a day at the laundromat turned violent.
California Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger is caught on tape parking in a red zone.
If you eat too much of this bird on Thanksgiving, you could end up with a hangover in the morning.
We'll explain more on that one. And on Wall Street today, stocks were slipping after a lackluster reading on consumer confidence. Also, a report showing slower economic growth. News 6 at 4:30 continues right after this break.
You're watching News 6 at 4:30 in high definition.
Other stories that are making news around the country today: security cameras in a laundromat captured the beating of a teenage girl. This happened around Orlando. The 15-year-old girl was inside the laundromat when a group of girls walked in and just attacked her. The laundromat manager called police, but the teenagers ran off before they got there. The victim suffered minor injuries. She says she does know the girls, but she doesn't know why they targeted her. The crews of the Space Shuttle Atlantis and the International Space Station said their goodbyes and closed the hatches between them today. They held a ceremony for the change of command.
And now the official part. Jeff, I'm ready to stand relieved.
I relieve you of command.
I stand relieved.
The shuttle will undock tomorrow and is expected to return to Earth on Friday. Some terrifying moments aboard a small plane landing in Calgary. The pilot reported mechanical problems, so emergency crews were ready, but as you can see, the plane flew right past them. Amateur video caught all of this on tape. The plane touched down and then tipped forward and skidded finally to a stop. And last night on the Jay Leno Show, California Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger said he has not been pulled over or gotten a ticket since he was sworn in, but that could be because he has never been caught. The website TMZ.com posted pictures showing Arnold just this past Saturday parking in a red zone in Beverly Hills.
One four-letter word that we have been running around here at least will be making an appearance for your Thanksgiving holiday. Your weather forecast is coming up next.
President Obama may be close to a decision on what he will be doing with Afghanistan.
And you won't believe how far one man went to find his lost dog.
Hi, Joe Andreski from RAF Lakenheath, UK. Happy holidays, my family, the Andreski family, Crystal Lake, Illinois. Go Bears.
A Chicago police officer got into a shootout with an armed robber at a hot dog stand on the city's south side. A masked man with a gun apparently walked up to the east window of Jim's Original at about 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon and announced a robbery. Well, the clerk then pointed out the uniformed officer who was placing an order at the west window. The worker ducked and the suspect started shooting at the officer. The officer returned fire. A possible suspect was arrested a short time later. Fortunately, no one was injured in the shootout. An accident in the western suburbs claims the life of a Nicor worker. It happened at a job site along Leverins Road in an unincorporated area of Naperville. Police say a driver of a truck sideswiped a backhoe while it was working there along the shoulder. That caused the backhoe to topple over with the Nicor worker inside of it. Firefighters worked to free the man as he was trapped in the machine. 52-year-old Gary Seachy of Hinckley died later at an area hospital.
Federal investigators are now trying to figure out what caused a plane to crash in northwestern Illinois, killing a Missouri woman and injuring 2 others. That plane went down in a northwestern Illinois cornfield near the Kewanee Municipal Airport last night. It was a single-engine Cessna manufactured in 1976 that crashed. It had just taken off from that airport. 83-year-old Peggy Middleton was killed, a second passenger, and the plane's pilot, 82-year-old Harold Middleton, both have minor injuries.
President Obama is expected to announce next week just how many additional soldiers he may send to Afghanistan. The president says his intentions is to, quote, finish the job in Afghanistan, but the Afghan people have to ultimately provide for their own security. Military officials and others are expecting the president to go with a plan that involves up to 35,000 additional U.S. forces. President Obama says he's very confident that the American people will support the path that he is choosing in Afghanistan once they hear his explanation for it.